Hello, folks. Welcome back to Rugby Ascendant for this preview of USA Eagles versus the Chilean Condores, Los Condores. Well, following last week's really, truly strange round one Rugby World Cup qualifier for the Americas 2 position in the 2023 Rugby World Cup in France, we got a lot going on here. Well, what am I talking about? Strange. Well, let's see. It was much more like a jungle rainstorm than a dry Chilean vista, as the rain poured last week, almost as if the Chileans had called in the heavens above to get the field soaked. The pitch looked less like a rugby pitch and much more like a Louisiana bayou. It's unbelievable. And add to that, when the Eagles, who seemed to have difficulty finding their groove, finally got into momentum, got something going, they're driving down in good shape, good ball handling, and they're getting close, just a few meters away. And suddenly the stadium lights go out just like that. No lights. Now, there was still power to the stadium, but the stadium lights went out, and a rather suspicious loss of power to the field. But we won't delve into that topic. Nonetheless, it was a 22-21 victory for the Eagles, notwithstanding a Santiago Videla's late try and conversion at Estadio Santa Laura Universidad in Santiago, Chile. The Condores now go north to Colorado with a slim hope that they can make the Rugby World Cup. They know that if they win by 2 points or more at Infinity Park this weekend, they'll get their first ever Rugby World Cup qualification. But that's going to be a big hurdle. Going to be an altitude, plus this is the home turf of the USA Eagles based in Colorado. Also, Chile has never beaten the Eagles away from home in 3 attempts. Now, the most recent time they've been to the U.S. to play against the Eagles was back in 2018 during the Americas Rugby Championship, and they lost 45-13. The Eagles, it's a pretty simple deal. All they have to do is not lose. They can finish in a draw, and they go to the Rugby World Cup because they have a 1-point advantage, having won in Santiago 22-21. Or just simply win by a larger margin, and they're in. If they lose by 2 or more points, the Eagles are out. But it's not the end of the game. Whoever loses this game moves on to the November Épage, the final qualification attempt, which will include a few teams that are already in it, and a 14 tournament, so who gets that last slot. If the Eagles win, they'll be in Pool D for the Rugby World Cup next year. With a lot on the line here, it's not really a surprise that this game is getting a lot of attention across the USA, and hopefully this video will get a lot of views. Earlier this week, the signs went up, and online the signs went up that the game was sold out. Now, somehow they managed to find an extra 100 tickets. Those are also gone. There are no tickets available for this match in Glendale, a game that I intended to go to, but the unreliable airlines in this country made it almost impossible for me to pull that off. So I've skipped this game. I'll be covering it live here on Rugby Ascendant, play-by-play, color commentary right here on the channel. Now, USA has a really good record at Infinity Park. They've only lost 1 of 6 tests they played there, including 2 victories last year. The second was over Canada in the first round for the Americas 1 qualifier when they lost in Canada, in a surprising loss there. Then they won by a wide margin in Glendale to knock Canada out. Then they went on to play Uruguay in the first round and beat Uruguay 19-6. So they had a huge lead and they squandered it late in the game. And that cost them dearly, because then when they went to Montevideo, Uruguay poured it on and defeated the Eagles quite handily there, knocking USA out of the number 1 America's position and making them compete this season for the number 2. Now, Chile has their first chance ever to get to World Cup if they can just beat the Eagles by 2 points. Following last week's game, the 22-21 USA victory in Santiago, Chile, the Eagles didn't move. They stayed in the same position, 17th ranked in World Rugby. But Chile, after the loss, fell to 24th place, just behind Namibia, who also qualified for the Rugby World Cup in the Rugby Africa Cup last week, defeating Kenya 36-0. And the Velvetches move on through the 7th consecutive Rugby World Cup qualification. It'll be the same situation for the Eagles if they can pull this off, having qualified for every Rugby World Cup, with the exception of the 1995 version in South Africa. Anyway, folks, that game is at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1 o'clock local Mountain Time in Colorado tomorrow, the 16th of July, 2022. My prediction, the Eagles win easily. Watch for the play of Cam Dolan at the number 8 position. Watch for the X factor in Hunkel Hemmetshuis and see how he does. Ruben de Haas will be excellent, and we'll see how AJ McGinty does off the tee. Other than that, we'll see some interesting stuff. And the debutant from last week, let's see how he does if he gets in the game. That's Jason Dahm, who had a nice impact late in the game. There you have it, folks. I predict the Eagles win by double digits in Glendale and secure the Rugby World Cup 2023 bid. Cheers. Take care of yourself. Thanks a lot for tuning in.